VA Home Loan Video School.
VA Home Loan Video School, Class Module 3.
Acceptable compensating factors when automated approval is not possible. Here is a list of acceptable compensating factors that the VA recognizes. A. Excellent credit history. B. Conservative use of consumer credit. C. Minimal consumer debt. D. Long-term employment. E. Significant liquid assets. F. Sizable down payment. G. The existence of equity in refinancing loans. H. Little or no increase in shelter expense, 5% or less. I. Military benefits. J. Satisfactory homeownership experience. K. High residual income. L. Low debt-to-income ratio. M. Tax credits for childcare. And N. Tax benefits of home ownership. Understanding closing costs. All home loans come with closing costs, and VA loans are no different. However, a veteran's closing costs are split up into two groups. One group is called the allowables because these can be charged to you, the veteran, and paid by you. Another group is called the non-allowables and includes certain costs which the VA doesn't allow the veteran to pay. Non-allowables include, but are not limited to, lender application, processing, and underwriting fees, settlement agent escrow fee, and some title escrow and title-related fees, notary fees, tax service fees, as well as HOA transfer fees. For a complete list, contact us. Make note that the lender is allowed to charge you a flat 1% of the loan amount as an origination fee, in addition to reasonable allowable charges. The VA non-allowables can then be covered through the lender's 1% flat fee. If the lender does not charge the 1% origination fee, then the veteran is allowed to pay non-allowable costs up to 1% of the purchase price. In most states, closing costs run about 2 to 3% of the purchase price of the home, and this can be a challenge to being able to close on a home with sufficient funds. There are 4 common ways your closing costs can be covered. 1. By you, the veteran homebuyer. 2. By the seller. 3. By the lender giving you a lender credit, which is typically tied to the interest rate you choose. Typically, the higher the rate you choose, the more lender credit is available towards your closing costs. 4. By grant assistance programs. Many states have down payment and closing cost assistance programs which can help bridge the gap. In California, for example, the CalHAFA program, known as CHDAP, can provide the veteran up to 3% towards closing costs. Understanding the VA appraisal process. Once you enter a contract to buy a home, your VA lender will order an appraisal through the VA's online portal. Only they can do so. You can't pick your own appraiser, and neither can any real estate agent nor the seller. The value of the home you're buying must be determined by a VA-certified appraiser who will also make sure its condition meets VA property standards. VA has a laundry list of items known as minimum property standards for every home they back. The VA appraiser is also required to check for evidence of activity by wood-destroying pests such as termites. This is in addition to the VA's requirement in more than 30 states that a termite report be provided by a pest inspection company that's licensed and bonded. If the home doesn't appraise for the price you agreed to buy it for, a VA escape clause in the paperwork protects you so that you cannot be penalized and lose your earnest deposit. And if the VA appraiser calls for repairs, these are mandatory, not optional, for the seller to resolve. If the home doesn't appraise for enough, the veteran buyer can still make up the difference in cash. The VA funding fee. The VA Guarantee Funding Fee is charged by the Department of VA on VA loans to enable them to continue administering the program without causing a heavy burden on taxpayers, considering the VA loan has no down payment and no monthly mortgage insurance. The funding fee is a flat percentage of the loan amount and varies according to whether the veteran is using his or her VA benefit for the first time or for repeat use, and also based on whether the transaction is a purchase, cash-out refinance, or VA to VA interest rate reduction. Here's an example of how this works. Purchase price, $200,000. VA funding fee, for example 2.15%, equals $4,300. There are three groups of veterans who are exempt from paying a funding fee: veterans receiving VA compensation for service-connected disability, or veterans who would be entitled to receive compensation for a service-connected disability if they did not receive retirement or active duty pay, or surviving spouse of a veteran who died in service or from a service-connected disability.